Rosie, why don't you introduce us and kick off the show?
After 70 episodes, you still need an introduction?
There you go. There's Rosie's introduction.
Hi, everyone. This is Rosie, Roger, and Bree coming to you live on a Tuesday afternoon. We show up together because, we kind of miss hanging out ourselves. So this is our hangout time. And we talk real estate, some real conversations, some things that have really happened in a week, some things we succeeded at, some things we didn't. And it feels fun to talk about this live. And Roger just zoned out.
No. I was thinking about, you said we're talking about real estate, and I was thinking what percentage of our conversations are actually real estate? And does it
Hold
all
on.
feed
No,
anyway?
let's just do a poll. Bree, what percentage of our conversation is real estate?
On the webinar. Also, guys, you can probably tell I do not have a voice.
I love it. Today, everyone listening, you
It's
guys
so
are gonna
sexy.
you're gonna have a novelty in how Bree talks. This is her real voice.
This is her real voice.
Yeah,
And I put up with it for a
her
decade.
auto-tune's not working.
Yeah, her auto-tune is not working. So whatever the mask she puts on her microphone is broken today. So enjoy
voice
reality.
Oh my God. What percentage on the webinar?
Yeah.
72.
72% we talk about real estate?
I don't know. I just made up a number.
Bree, what percentage of conversation are real estate market and trends when we are doing real estate every week?
Oh, during the week, you mean? While we're not on the show? 100%.
Bullshit.
20%.
100% of the 20%.
20% is real estate
I don't
numbers
understand.
analysis. 80% is human management.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I think we're in the business of human management, not real estate management. Real estate is easy. It is so clear. It doesn't mess around. It is what it is. It's clear as day in front of you. And we just have to work through the acceptance of what it is. What?
What just happened?
Oh, that's cool.
No, don't do that again.
No, I thought I was making it bigger on my screen because I went to the top right and I tried to maximize it. I didn't know that just maximized your block individually.
That was a jump scare.
When you guys reacted, I was like, crap, I didn't even do anything. I was trying to make my screen bigger. All right, guys. So it's the new year and is upon us, right? So it's November, mid-November already, and the weather's still nice. There's a lot to be grateful for. I was thinking about New Year's resolutions, goals, like what do we want to bring into the year in 2026? Wow. And I know there's a lot of, I guess, every year people set up New Year's resolutions and they break them and nobody wants to set them. And maybe there's, I don't know, like what are y'all's what are the consensus? What do y'all feel when y'all hear New Year's resolutions?
I don't like them actually.
No. What about you, Bree?
Okay, I love a New Year's resolution. So fun, but I don't think that I really do think they're so fun. You have a lot of like energy and excitement over it, right? But do they last? No. I will say this though, guys. You know what I like to do? I like to start doing what I want to do for the new year in November.
Yeah.
Because if I can already do the things through the holidays, then I already established the habit and I know that I can, it's not like a New Year's resolution anymore. It's just like, oh, this is just what I'm doing now.
Oh, that's really.
You know what I actually enjoy? I don't care about New Year resolution. I can start my new year today. Okay. I don't need another year to tell me what I'm going to do. You know what I really enjoy? I love doing something consistently. I have no idea. It's so much fun. There's so many things I am able to finally say that I get into a rhythm of it. right? And it is so difficult, so boring. It is so it's it how, I don't know how to describe it in words, the experience of it. The true nature of what we are doing is only revealed when we are consistently doing it, right? If you want to consistently start eating at home, that's when you truly fall in the in the experience of what it means to eat at home. It is not just eating healthy, it is a connection with your family. It's actually going into the corners of your refrigerator that you have never been before. It becomes a rhythm and excitement around, okay, what are we going to order this week that we're going to cook together, right? And if I'm learning a new skill, God, I cannot tell you, this past week, I had like an overwhelmed rock hit my head. I was like, oh my gosh, why am I saying yes to all these?
God went away.
You said the it's not
God.
the word. I said God disappeared.
Okay, I'll be back, like the Terminator.
Man, I need to watch all these movies. Star Wars. I have no idea. Batman. People make references to Batman and all that stuff. I have no idea what these things really are. Anyways, what was I talking about now? Well, God, remind me.
You were saying, you were saying that. Oh crap!
You were saying you like consistency and
I'm
doing.
not surprised. I'm not surprised, Roger. In 20 years, there has
Because
never. If I say something, what did I say? Well, you're going to test me on this?
I'm like, dude, I should get 80%. Should be the, like 70% should be the passing grade. If I get an 80, I'm doing. It should be.
Honey,
Get a pat
honey,
on the back.
honey, 30% would be just fine.
I told you now. I
70%
don't
would be for
have
the
to know
lifetime.
what you said. I just have to feel. I have to be able to feel what you said.
So tell me what the feeling, how was the feeling that landed?
I'm dying.
Wait, I'm gonna let you finish your sentence because you were saying something about what you were saying.
No, I think consistency. I think if anything, only resolution I have is what can I do consistently? So I can really reveal myself, my weaknesses. So I consistently take upon more things and then I can handle. And the illusion is that all of them pan out. We all know how many things don't pan out, they just fall naturally, right? But in that moment, I get to see, okay, what overwhelms me, what knocks me out of my game, what shocks my nervous system. And then I'm like, okay, all right, so now I know this is the area that I haven't mastered yet. And I just kind of stare at it, feel at it. And you know what's fascinating to me? The moment you are freaking the heck out about something and you just say, yes, I'm still going to do it, it's the easiest thing when you do it. Because I have till today, I can say nothing was as hard as I made it in my imagination. So I was having a conversation with myself. So oftentimes in between tasks, I would sit in a very silent moment where I just allow every thought, emotion to just land. And I would just realize I was like, you know what doubt really is? Doubt is simply 100% faith in the wrong direction.
Mm.
Is 100% faith in the wrong direction. That's what doubt is. And when I was having conversations, I often kind of check in with myself. How did I feel? How am I interacting with this person? And I remember I was having a conversation around 11:30 today with someone about how they should approach real estate. Real estate for me is just people, right? And I was giving them very, very superficial, surface level answers in the beginning because, that's what we are supposed to be respectful, right? But in the middle of the conversation, all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to tell him exactly what he needs to hear. So I asked him a question. I was like, well, what is really enticing about this whole thing? Because we need to create from that place because and I had just finished hearing from Roger the definition of abundance. The definition of abundance or success is, according to Deepak Chopra, a continuous expansion of happiness and the progressive realization. I didn't know you typed it.
Do that
No,
again.
I know. It was on a scrolling.
and a progressive realization of worthy goals. And success is just the ability to fulfill your desires with effortless ease.
So success is the continued expansion of happiness and the progressive realization of worthy goals. Success is the ability to fulfill your desires with effortless ease.
Yeah. I think this is where we get it wrong. We think the effortless ease is supposed to be prior to taking upon something. I think effortless ease lands with you when you're finally able to drop the idea that you control everything. That's when the ease kicks in. Until then, there is no ease. So success doesn't say, "Oh, I'm so easy. Let's do it."
But
Success is
I think
like,
what also gets in the way of a lot of people is we have a tendency to define success as accumulation of resources. Like how much resources have we accumulated? You know, does that make sense? Like it's usually tied to money for people. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
yeah, you're wrong.
I mean, hardly do people think about happiness or progressive happiness or think of worthy goals. It's usually to excel in their career, climb the corporate ladder, or or obtain resources or whatever it is. Like that's usually how success is kind of. I mean, don't we have to? Isn't there cliche like success is um, a d to each his own? Like we have all these creative sayings around success, and for that reason, I think because we're trying to counter the obvious, the I don't know.
No, I agree. I'm actually, I'm not going to say that it was not for me at times and it is not for me now. Like if I'm doing something and I'm not expanding in few ways, I would say I don't feel successful in it, right? Something has to expand, either the expression of ourselves or money or health or something has to expand. I don't know why expansion is related to success. I think we all desire to be more of who we truly are, and this hidden unprecedented level of potential that sits dormant is our biggest frustration. We're looking for an expression in some way. Can I be healthier in some way? Can I be happier? You know what I think success to me is that now, how actually, you know what, I don't even know what success is. Success to me is like a still a vague definition, right? But this is how I'm starting to now pursue it. How excited I am to do something, and is my excitement amplifying while I'm doing it, or is it maintained while I'm doing it? That to me is success. To be able to wake up excited to do something is success. That's it. Now put anything in front of it. Like, okay, if you are saying, okay, I enjoy, like, I have fallen in love with Pilates. I don't know what it's going to be next year, but for now, I'm loving Pilates, right? When I see myself on that reformer wanting to finish the reps, even when it's hurting the most and I'm sweating, I think I'm successful in my endeavor of that hour, right? So success to me is hour by hour, project by project, and a constant expansion of joy. I think that's something you can be successful and you can be having a lot of money showing up on the other side. But if you're feeling miserable, let me ask you, both of you, would you be waking up in the morning and saying, "Oh, let's make $1 million" and be 100% miserable?
No, I don't think anybody would. Well, I'm saying that's why like how many goals are actually written down, and in that sense, when people think of success, I was saying that they tend to have this thought, this fleeting thought that and the reason why it's fleeting, I think, is because it creates that doom loop kind of. So it keeps them in pursuing. It's object referral. So I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but what you're talking about is exactly the things that Deepak Chopra is talking about in the Seven Laws of Success or whatever that book is called. Have you guys read it, Rosie? I know you've read it. Have you heard of it or read it, Bree?
No, I haven't.
You will enjoy it. It's quick, short read. Free. It's very beautiful, beautifully written.
It's a really short book. Let me see. I have this image I wanted to share with you all, but what he basically talks about is potential. What is it? Pure potentiality.
Hmm.
And pure pure potentiality is where you're actually using creativity, like an infinite creativity. And there's a few things that pure potentiality are made of. It's infinite creativity, perfect balance, pure knowledge, unboundedness, um, perfect balance, and infinite silence. And so I have a lot of unfolding to do in this, but he talks about self referral versus object referral. So anytime you put success outside of you, you're never going to be really satisfied. You know, it has to start from within, and there's ways to access it. And he's saying the way that you want to access self uh, that self referral is through meditation and silence. And I know we don't talk about a lot of meditation, or it's woo woo and maybe too woo woo, but if sitting in silence, he says what sitting in silence does is in the beginning it creates a lot of turbulence in the mind, and because you have a lot that needs to be expressed. So as soon as you sit down for silence, and he says don't read a book, don't listen to music, sit in true silence.
Yep, yep.
And when you sit in that true silence in the beginning, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of turbulence, because you're going to say, well, let me just scratch my back real quick, or I should turn the light off real fast, or whatever. Like these little nuance, like these little thoughts come to your head. And in that moment, if you can get past it, then you're opening yourself up to this space that creativity comes in, and you're
Yeah,
able to work through your problems.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a different place to create from than other books that I also enjoy and read, like High Performance Habit talks about working hard. And so this is kind of like a little bit opposite of that, you know? And how do you create a perfect hybrid for yourself is totally up to you. How do you create that perfect balance that he's talking about is totally up to you, because I can still value and appreciate working hard. And at the same time, I think Rosie was saying it, like we've we've gone too practical and very little, understanding our how do we balance ourselves out so that we're spread evenly, you know? And
I think, Bree, I would love to hear your experience on this. I think there is no spreading evenly. I think I'm
I may have
constantly
misspoke,
balanced.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm constantly finding imbalance. Like sometimes one thing is getting more attention than the other. And sometimes family is getting more attention than business. Sometimes business is getting more attention than relationships and health. And sometimes even in the negotiations and deals, some deals are taking precedence over the others. But that doesn't mean they're out of our sight. It's just that we're able to borrow time. One of the things I think we often underestimate is that how many corrections happen on its own with time. All I I don't know, maybe I will be corrected at some point in my life about this. Like today, like I woke up in the morning, I knew I had around 9 problems to solve, right? And before I jump into the problem from one day after to another, the nature of the role I play in business, it requires very inquisitive and intuitive thinking,
Mm.
right? So I have to read something, I have to understand it. Then I have to be curious enough to understand, okay, if this information lands with a person, how would they receive it? And it's almost like it's almost like you're playing a quarterback. You're playing a quarterback because you gotta have an intuitive, clear signal on who to pass the ball to based on the landscape of what you are in the field with, right? So if that is wrong, then the whole game plays out wrong. You guys play football. I don't know much about football, but I think quarterback has a very significant role in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think a quarterback says, "Hey, this person is visible in front of my eyes and I can just pass the ball easily. That's where I should be passing the ball?"
Sometimes, yeah.
So sometimes you do, right? But my understanding is a quarterback is able to see far away that if I pass this ball to this person, they're going to be able to pass to that person, and or if I pass the ball directly to that person, they're so much closer to that person. So it's almost like they're foreseeing things more than what they can physically see right away with their eyes. That's my understanding. I would love to get into a quarterbacker's head and see how they think.
Don't ask me. I don't know football like
I
that.
don't know if I understand you.
That's okay. That's not new. And next topic. What's there to understand? Okay, you understand football?
It's
Yeah.
not clear what you're saying to me.
Can I?
Brie, help me. Yes.
What Rosie's saying is that, like, with what she has to do,
Mhm,
she has to act like a quarterback and she has to pass the ball to,
mhm.
I don't know what the person they pass the ball to is, but
Sure.
it's not always the person that's just immediately right there, because the person immediately right there could be a tackle. It has to
Yeah.
be, and that's, I think it's called a running back. Again, sorry, I don't know sports
Right
like that.
person. Yeah. Yeah,
But
no,
you
I
have
get
to pass it to the right person, and then also you have to be looking in your peripherals to see, okay, is that person going to get hit by someone else? How quickly am I going to get hit? If I put the ball in the air now, maybe I might get hit, but then they can at least catch it. They get hit, but the ball is further towards
You're getting
goal.
too closer to the goal line.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
all I was saying.
uh, okay, okay. No, I think I don't know. I went to Brendan Bouchard's event last year, and I really enjoyed it because the guy was talking about meditation. He was talking about all the things that, like, normally you would go to a business event like this and you would think it's all business, but he's really trying to get into brain development, broadening our horizons, looking at a grander scope of what's happening, like that preferal, like actually getting into the preferal and seeing what's happening in it, and then choosing who to pass the ball to. And that's what I really like about authors like that, because it gives you a chance to really, I have
Yeah.
something I want to share with you. Hold on. I think you'll like this.
Roger, while you were sharing, I was going to say, I feel like nowadays we're finally getting to a more well-rounded um, idea, I like idealization of what success is and
Yeah.
how to manage quote unquote life and lifestyle in the best way that we can. But things aren't like they were even 15 or even 10
Yeah,
years ago.
you're right. That's
You know,
right.
when we
Yeah.
first started, remember we had people that were kind of just telling us like, you had to like be like, you had to follow this
Right.
narrow path. This was what
Yeah,
we
it was like constant grind, 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 drill, drill, drill. And it's almost like you have to a part of you have to be numbed to
Yeah.
do that, right? And you
Mhm.
can find beauty in it later, but in that moment, there's a numbness and you're just going after something. And then it comes a point where, like, okay, survival is met. How do I do it beautifully? How do I do it with
Uh,
some
Do you
enjoyment?
think you can read us this quote by Frank Kafka?
Brie will read it in her legendary voice today.
I will. I will, begrudgingly. Okay, here I am. You do not need to leave your room. Remain sitting at your table and listen. Do not even listen. Simply wait, be quiet, still, and solitary. The world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet.
To me, that's the definition of silence.
I know y'all like silence, and I am very working on it. I had to be silent for a few days without a voice. I don't like it. I'm being honest.
I
We're
like
So,
it.
hmm?
I like it.
What's your biggest
Because
challenge with it?
because I want to talk. I like to talk to
Ah,
people. I like to be with people.
yeah,
And then they have to talk and I have to, and then they want me to respond. What, I can't freaking, like, guys, I had no voice at all Saturday night and then all Sunday. Like, no voice.
I love offering myself to people like Brie because I just have to sit there and just hear her out. And my favorite thing is to overcome the impulse to talk when I can.
Hmm.
Not with Roger.
Yeah, not with me. She exercises her, her
Said
speaking
all
muscles.
out, never. It's just y'all. She's been holding it in all day.
Oh yeah.
Brie, this the funniest conversation would be. This is how Roger will talk to me. You need to fix your ego. You need to fix your ego. And I was like, what are you doing right now? So I feel
Literally.
like the need to correct the record is the hardest thing that gets in my way of silence. To be okay with being misunderstood.
Yeah.
What is it for you? Okay, let's just go around the room. Roger, this is not an introspective session. This is an interactive session. You cannot throw a thought in like, yeah.
No, I mean, it's like my ego is like, huh? How do I handle that? Okay, nice. It's shape shifting. Anyways, we won't get into that right now. But please tell me, what was your question?
The question was that if you have to stay silent, what is the one thing you have the hardest time overcoming? When is it hardest for you to be silent?
When someone asks me a question,
Oh, really?
All right. So if somebody asks you a question, how can you earn the right to be silent again?
ask them a question. Ask a question with answer a question with a question.
If you don't have the right to ask question with a question, what would you say?
Okay, I'm very confused. What?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a true art of communication to be able to ask everything without a question, right? If somebody asks a question, like they say, hey, what do you think we should be doing? This is what I'm thinking. They tell you everything. And what if we say, it's incredible how you have arrived here. Walk me through
Mm.
the whole thing. And I just want to listen. Like, God, people will. It's so beautiful to be able to understand. The most beautiful thing is to understand. And I think even more beautiful is to be understood. You know what I don't understand though? On that understanding note,
Hmm.
why do have people have hard time opening up?
Uh, they don't want to be judged.
I think it's the yeah. In this word, I think I might be tossing around. You might gonna hear me say it a lot because I just something I just learning about right now. But I think it has to do with the ego. The ego. So this is what I'm realizing. So if let's say somebody attacks me, right? My immediate desire is to protect myself, and so it's like if someone says something that kind of bruises my ego. In other words, if it insults me, then I'm going to want to protect myself, and so I got to either combat them. I got to set the record straight, as you were saying, Rosie. I got to correct the
Correct the
record,
record.
or I have to put up a wall or use whatever method I have devised. So a lot of times, what people have done is they have come up with a standard operating procedure on how to do that. So it's either I'm going to exit the conversation. A lot of people do that. They said, "Well, I'm not. I'm just not going to talk to you anymore," and that comes from not being able to say what's on your mind from childhood. You know, or somebody might want to combat you because at some point they decided enough was enough and they weren't going to let anybody do that to them anymore. So you see, like it's programming. It's programming how we want to defend our ego. So the very first response, depending on who you are, I know for me what has been is to correct the record and go into a combat mode. So the very first thing I have to do is observe who you're insulting. You're not insulting me. The Gosh, this is going to get woo woo. You're not insulting the spirit inside me, the life energies inside me. You are insulting Roger Hayer, the body, the 5'11" guy, 180 pounds, whatever, like who I appear to you as. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So as soon as I realize who you might be insulting is this figure of a man, and it's not really truly me, then the ego is exposed, because the ego identifies itself with the body. Now, as soon as I say, well, she's not insulting me, the life energy or life form inside this body, she's insulting the body, then what happens is the ego gets exposed and changes form. It changes into a very proud person, like, oh wow, you
Yeah.
hit that
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah. Yep. And it's still there. It's still there.
Still there, and it
In
wants to pat
self-righteousness,
you on
it
the
comes
back.
across, yeah, self-righteousness.
Yeah.
It comes across as, see, I dodged it.
Mhm.
See, I dodged that argument and conflict. But
So good at this. I think I'm getting better, whatever the narrative is, right? But this is the same thing that keeps us from being able to connect with people. And
yeah,
this is the same thing that keeps us from being a solution for others in the world.
yeah,
And and it's what creates separation, right? Them versus us, them versus me. That doesn't exist once the ego's
yeah.
exposed.
Actually, this is nice what you say. It's important that we talk about it because this is the underlying skill that makes one person better at what they do than the others. And it is incredible how many opportunities we get in a day because of the nature of the work we do to be able to put our egos for test. To be aware of better ways and let the other person walk themselves through it one at a time. um it's amazing. It's amazing. And today I was just listening to this conversation I was having with somebody who is walking through the idea of how they're going to pursue this property and how they're going to talk to the sellers, and with every word they were using, the tonality they were using, I could feel the property owner get agitated with those things. And I had to first let them speak it all the way. We cannot correct the course in the middle of it. You have to let things take shape in a conversation. And I think that's where being silent helps. To be curiosity is such a loose word used, but I think curiosity creates safety for the other person. They feel safe. If I can become curious about who you are, how are you doing something, what is it in your mind, what is your end and outcome you're seeking, and I just become 100% curious about that, it is beautiful how people reveal themselves. It's beautiful. And I think that's what we are really trying to probe out of people. But I think you don't need probing. I think all you need is a state of curiosity. And I think that's what Frank Kapska was saying, that the world will present itself unmasked. And what is ecstasy is to be able to arrive at that unmasked presence effortlessly. It feels like ecstasy. Like you can be that. Like this is all you really meant. Thank God we didn't interrupt in the middle and make it something it is not. So it will roll in ecstasy at your feet. It's a metaphor to roll in your feet. It basically is saying it's so effortless. It just would present itself.
Yeah. And imagine having this kind of outlook on things as as let's say you're setting your goals for the new year, right? It's okay to goal set. It's okay to have a vision board or however you go about your goal setting. I want to
Yeah.
be supportive of that, right? Because I don't know. So, but studies have shown that if you do vision boards and different things, it's good. You've made a connection, a visual connection with what it is you want to achieve. It's healthy. And so if you kind of took this spirit into setting those goals and achieving what you ultimately wanted to achieve, there's a bit of detachment from it, right? You're sitting back. He's saying, don't even listen, don't even be quiet, just let things unfold, let them happen. And imagine how many times that if we went into a conversation or a relationship and we have this idea that I'm just going to see what happens.
Yeah. We
Well, I'm
divert
gonna call
to
free and see what happens.
Yeah, defense and offense are our defaults. And I think there is a place in between these two swings of behavior where we create an opportunity for someone just to be open. And I would say if somebody's not open, it's on me.
Yeah. And I like these. I like these. The different. I've gone through a lot of seminars and stuff and learning opportunities. I really like the landmark forum, and I'm not pitching them. You don't need to go to it. I'll just give you the. I'll give you the nugget now, and then if you want to, that's up to you. I don't care. But they say, always already listening mode. So you're always already listening. That means that you approach things as if you already know what's going to happen. And they were talking about how that stunts are our real expression, our real it kind of just doesn't allow us to enjoy life, you know? If you
Yeah.
already know what's going to happen walking into a situation, you can't really experience it.
Yeah. Well, we're about to experience a lot of conversations. I think my phone is starting to blow up. If you saw me look away, our property auction in Prosper, Texas is getting inquiries. So people are asking questions, and I think it's time to be open.
Yeah. Hey, so tomorrow we're going to be here for the auction, and it's going to be live. And so you guys come join us. I'm sure you will enjoy it. And yeah, I got to make sure my voice is nice and sexy for you tomorrow.
Wow, awesome. Well, I don't know which way this conversation was happening, but I think it was a beautiful reminder as we are preparing for next year. What can we probably consistently do, and how to create a place of safety and openness with people so they don't feel judged.
Yeah.
They don't feel judged. Yep. Awesome. So today we delivered 36 minutes and 56 seconds of real conversation together. Bree, I gave you a break this week. Next week, it's all you, girl.
I'm ready.
I'm
Absolutely,
ready
guys. Call us and give Bree an opportunity
to talk.
to talk and to stretch her vocal cords. So give us a call if you need us. You know how to get a hold of us. Until
Awesome.
next
Thank
time.
you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone. Take care. See y'all next week. Bye bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.